Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Colton Sproul, and today we are trying to make a grenade controller in my S&M Chat GPT module, um, System and Mechanics, and we're gonna utilize Chat GPT. I tried to do this a minute ago, didn't go as planned. Uh, anyways, so what I got going is an input system with actions. We got all these different actions in here: move, attack, interact, jump, previous, well, all that fun stuff. And that's within a player. Um, Other than that, we got attack. Attack is our primary left mouse button. Cool. Don't save. I have a first person controller in here. It's a modular controller from the asset store. Go to my assets. A modular first person controller by Jcase. Just Case. Jess, I believe it is. Pretty nice. It's drag and drop. I literally dragged it in, I dropped it, and it works. So that is nice. That is phenomenal. That is great. And it works with the new input system, although I think it's utilizing the old one. I don't know for sure. I haven't really looked at the code. If I jump in here, I can. Um, keys. I'm whatever. The variables turn off. It's not like up. Variables. Anyways, not important. Um, it is working perfectly. So that is all I need. So what we want to do is I want to create a grenade controller in Unity with C sharp, not C dollar sign, C sharp. It will have a quick time. It will have a throw power, a throw position, a um, prefab, and inputs using the new input system. Man, oh man, there we go. The input system is named input action input underscore action input system underscore action. If I will spell it, there we go, underscore actions. And it is located under layer fire. Then I need a secondary script action grenade. If you can't tell, I'm listening to some good old Ren up there at the top. That's REN. He's a British artist. He's phenomenal. If you have not heard of him, I highly recommend him. I need a secondary script for the actual grenade. It will have a quick time, a load action, um, with blast radius. If this up. So absolutely. So grenade handles input and draw. Grenade controller. Let's see. We got a draw point, grenade prefab, draw power. We got input actions, controls, and we got a fire action. Cool. This is what I was struggling with before. On fire. Disable, disabling on fire, disable control. Cool. And that action callback we throw grenade. Throw grenade. Instantiate the grenade prefab at the point of rotation. And then we grab the rigid body. If the rigid body's there, we throw it forward at the throw power. Cool. Now we just jump right back in there. Instantiate the context. Why does that not exist? Why is instantiate not working? That is weird. Okay. Okay, so fire not contain the definition for fire. That wrong. Oh, it's attack. That's why. I was wrong on that. Instantiate game object. Instantiate. Oh, but it works that way? What? Well, okay. Well then, we'll keep it that way. That's funny. Anyways, next, go back into grenade, go to scripts, and we'll create a new, actually, let's see what it wants to call it. Just grenade. Cool. Oh, is that why? It's not deriving from mono behavior, that's why. That's why. Okay, that's new. Because when I created a script, it it did not. If you go here, scriptable, I did a empty C# script, not a mono behavior script. The first time, that makes sense. Cool. That learning. Next, we got the grenade. We got a cook time, a blast radius, explosion force, game object, explosion effect. We don't really want the explosion effect in here. Because, don't have an explosion effect. Can we find one? We'll probably find one real quick. Yeah, let's find one. Assets. My assets. Explosion. Particle pack. Let's see. View an asset store. Let's go, buddy. We have an explosion. Fire. Find it. Wait, what was that? Okay, yeah, we could do that. There's that Rin I was talking about. Vincent's Tale. Okay. Yeah, download it. Particle pack. Why not? Not too long ago. Import it. And this is the first time, I don't know if I said it already, this is the first time I'm using Immunity 6.0. If you can't tell, I'm all over the place. New tutorial info, particle pack, examples, Let's grab everything else. Alright, let's go, buddy. Getting there. Let's see. We got cook time, explosion effect. We got a timer. We got the cook time. Timer is less than 0, then we explode. But that's on start. So once the grenade is thrown and it starts, it should then explode after the cook time's done. And then it destroys the game object. But this might instantiate the explosion effect. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so inside here, the first person controller, we're gonna call this grenade controller, and then inside grenades here, we're gonna have a prefab today. I'm just gonna drag and drop that. I basically broke the prefab for the FPS controller, and we're just gonna use that. Now the grenade controller is gonna go on here. Throw point, we're gonna create a throw point under here. Create an empty. The throw point is gonna be up and forward. That should be fine, right? You can't really tell where it's at because you can't see the damn thing. But we can add a 3D object. We can add a sphere. Put this at point 1, 1, 1. That's a grenade, right? Forward for the sphere. And then we'll go back to the player camera. And we're going to put the clipping plane at point 1. Cool. And we're going to move it. Not that. We're going to move it to the left. I'm left-handed. Ooh. And we're going to angle it up just a little bit. Actually, moving on one thing here, buddy. Help if I can move the right thing. Make sure the player camera got changed again. So the reason you're pushing this back is because then it doesn't cut that off. It's easier if I do it like this too. So we're going to move that over, down. I'm going to rotate it up a little bit so it gives it an arc just a little bit. Cool. Right? So, it's the throw point. Now we add this throw point. Grenade prefab, which exists. I'm going to name it grenade. Now we're going to add that, not the grenade controller, but the grenade onto it. Quick times 3, explosion force, explosion effect we don't have yet. It's in there, but we haven't put it on it yet. So power 10, grenade prefab. We haven't finished making it. Now we go into our Unity Technologies particle packs. Quick examples, fired explosion, prefabs. We're going to look for tiny explosion, see what that looks like. Yeah, that's tiny. That's funny. Cool. Perfect. So, we don't need it there. We need to take it, and it's a game object. Tiny explosion. Can I put it in there? Is it? Let's double check it real quick. Add explosion force, explosion effect, instantiating. So yes, instead of turning it on or off, it's instantiating. So we can take it from out of here and put it in here. Instead, there's a way you can put it under the grenade and then have it turn on, but that's not what's happening. Prefab, we're going to take this grenade and throw it down here. Now, since it's in there, we don't need it in here anymore. We delete it from there. We go down here, and now we take that grenade from here and we put it in here. Now, we come back up here. It's a lot of different steps, I know. We apply all. Now, let's double check what was the cook time, 3, blast radius, 5, explosion force, 7. Blast radius, we didn't finish our grenade. Put the grenade back in there. Sphere collider, that's one. But let's see if the actual, does it make each? Find nearby colliders. Add explosion force. Explosion force. But that's, okay, so it doesn't, this is funny. Okay. This is why you gotta be very specific with it. Um, and I'll show you why. Because I don't think it's gonna do exactly what we want yet. But that's fine. We will make some 3D objects. We'll make some cubes. These cubes will be 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. And they're going to have rigid bodies on them. And then they're going to be, I'll go to that. They're going to be over here. Duplicate that. Duplicate that. Grab those. Duplicate those. Duplicate those. Duplicate those. I know it's a lot. So, anyways, what we can do with these is blow them up. And here we're going to create a new empty for objects. Okay. So the reason I don't think it's going to work right is because we'll see. Hopefully, unless I'm reading it wrong. I don't know if I am though, because the way I made it before is the same way. But we shall see. Make controller. Okay. Let's go. Let's see how it goes. I'm nervous. And it went nowhere. You know why? Oh, it did blow up. It went nowhere because there's no rigid body on the damn thing. Boom. But I was wrong. It did do what it needed to do. Why is that exactly? Let's find out. Prefabs grenade. So there's a sphere collider on it. But what is it doing? Colliders. Okay, that's why. It's doing a sphere overlap. Oh, that's what it's doing. So the way I did it before is I created a trigger. This is cool. Okay, this is dope. It's doing exactly what we wanted to do. Okay, now it didn't work. What was that about? Did it go through the ground? What? Okay. Why, why is it not? Doing it now. Okay, let's throw it up and see what happens. Oh, and it's throwing it forward no matter what. Okay, so this grenade controller, um, throw grenade, throw point dot position, throw point dot forward. Um, it's not just throw point dot forward, it's the camera point. So need camera. So can we just grab camera? Is that what it's doing? Yeah. Sorry, I'm listening to Toby by Eminem now. There we go. But why was it going through the ground? What the hell was that about? Boom, shebang. But now it's blowing up multiple times. Okay, so we need to modify that prefab. What we could do then is take this um, uh, after it explodes in place. There's a couple ways we can handle that. We could throw a script on it to destroy itself after a couple seconds. Yeah, let's do that. Uh, Scripting, behavior script, destroy particles after play. So, if I can remember it, realize field, particle, particle system. Is it hiding a freaking inherited memory again? Let's get component, particle system that is done, done is stop. No, that no, it can't be on destroy. It can't be on start. Hold on. We'll just throw this in. He'll know what to do. The object destroy the particle system. Start font update. If it's not null and it's not plain. Okay. All I gotta do is check it and update then. It's the same damn thing. I had it. I was on the right track, I think. So they say. So what we can do then is I'm gonna make we're gonna go and grab this particle and make a secondary, let's see, fire explosion, prefab, tiny explosion. I'm gonna grab this, pull it in here, and we're gonna unpack this completely. We'll call it grenade explosion. And we're gonna add this script to it to lock this so it doesn't go away. Grenade script store particle at the play. Cool. Yeah, it's on there, it's on there. It's been so quick, I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Prefabs, grenade explosion, boom. Now what we need to do is delete that from there. We need to go to grenade and make sure it's using that explosion. Hold on 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Thought somebody else at my door. It's not. Somebody's just closed the doors really loud at 12:09. It's all good. Try this again. So the particle should destroy itself, and we can check it over here. There goes the explosion, and it is not. So that's fun. So let's grab this and do what it was suggesting, what I wanted to start with. Because I don't know if that's completely right. Realize field, uh, particle system, particle system, because I like being too ridiculous with it. A component, particle system. That doesn't make any sense, does it? If you have a particle system and you want to try that again. Maybe it was right. But you know it is right sometimes. Grenade explosion, clone. Nope. That is just the problem with it. Sometimes it is not. Maybe it's just not equal to null. Is it that? Is it that uppity? Why is it doing that? That is not working at all. So we can grab this again, and if this does not work, I have a secondary option. Working. Why would you do it like that? Okay, let's try this then. Let's see if this is actually going to work. Is it really going to get mad because the naming convention is the same? I've not seen that before. I know of yelling at me because the camera was the same earlier. I did not know it would throw that type of error. Oh, and no, it is not that. It is correct. Still does not work. Okay, so now it's checking to see if the duration is different. That's probably more beneficial, more efficient. We'll see. So now it's checking if the particle system is there. Make sure it's not looping. So the particle system main, if the loop is false, destroying the game object for the duration plus the start lifetime the constant max. Let's see. There's one way to do it, but I'll show you another way to do it that is a workaround. Nope, it does not. It does not work that way either. So this is fun. This is the problem with ChatGPT sometimes. So float, destroy time, or actually, float the time to destroy equals, let's say 1.5 seconds. On start, destroy game object after time to destroy. So this should give it 1.5 seconds after it plays. Son of a guy. An explosion, and it went away. So the reason this works is because it takes 1.5 seconds and then it destroys the object. It's not checking for anything else. It's not checking to see if the particles are done playing. It's not checking for any of that. It's just saying, hey, after a second and a half, we're going to destroy it. The other thing we can do to make sure that it doesn't do this is over here where this is looping, the duration was looping every 2 seconds. So what we could do is set that to not loop. And then this, we could set this to 3, we could set it to 5 if we wanted. So it didn't matter. But this no longer loops, so it could stay alive in the scene longer, but it wouldn't be looping and exploding continuously. So now if we do this, we throw as many as we want, they're all going to explode, and they're still exploding. Okay, so we throw 2 of them, they should only explode once each, and then they will explode more. Okay, why? You should not be looping, buddy. Mid explosion. They should not loop. Start delay, start speed. Awake. Auto random seed. Mission shape. Color lifetime. Triggers. Text. Trigger. Duration is 2. Why is it looping though? That is what it's not supposed to do. That is throwing me off because it should not loop. However, anyways, if you set this below whatever the duration is, it will not do that. So 1 second, time to destroy. It should throw it, explode, destroy pretty regularly. Um, Hopefully you don't get the timing off because then it cuts off the destroy or the explosion. So we're good. But yes, that looks so much cleaner than the first time I tried, thanks to ChatGPT. And yeah, we had some stumbling there. We had some things to figure out, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll get back to it soon. Thanks for watching.